Punisher Comics. Come get some.
Hey everybody, Punisher Comics here, and happy Saturday. So I just got home from work. I'm sitting here at the desk. I was saying to myself, you know what? I think it's time for another movie review. Now, the last movie I reviewed was, of course, Captain Marvel. So you'd figure the next movie in line for me to talk about would obviously be Avengers Endgame, right? Wrong. No, you see, I'm a little behind on my movie going, so obviously I'm going to be a bit behind on my reviews too. But, as you could obviously see by the title of today's video, we're going to be talking about SHAZAM. But, I can tell you this. I can tell you what the next upcoming reviews will be here on the channel. So, in no particular order, we will also be talking about Hellboy, of course, Avengers Endgame, Detective Pikachu, and then, of course, at the end of this month, we have Godzilla, King of the Monsters, and then somewhere we'll also sprinkle in Aladdin, and probably the Netflix original The Dirt, based on Motley Crue, of course. But that's in the future. Today, we're going to be talking about SHAZAM. Now, I'm not sure if everyone out there has seen it by now. I'm pretty sure the majority of you out there have. But for the rare few who haven't, be warned. I am known to, not heavily, but I am known to give spoilers and whatnot in my reviews. So if you still haven't seen SHAZAM and you don't want to know anything at all about this movie, I highly suggest you stop watching now. But if spoilers do not bother you one bit, well then I highly suggest you keep watching this video. Alrighty? So, if you guys are all ready for a review about the big red cheese himself, I highly suggest you sit back, relax, and let's get to some reviewing, shall we? And we're back. So, is everyone comfy? You're all settled in? Ready to hear me talk for a while? Hopefully not too long, but you know me. So, just checking, just covering my bases. So let's have a little swig of water here. Get the throat ready. So, as always, when it comes to my movie reviews, you guys know that I like to start with the plot first. So, let's do just that. Let me just get my notes here. Alright, so the plot of SHAZAM is as follows. Teenage Billy Batson, who's been in and out of various foster homes ever since being abandoned by his mother as a youngster, is granted superpowers by an ancient wizard. And when he speaks the wizard's name, SHAZAM, he's granted superhuman strength, intellect, stamina, flight, power over electricity, and near invincibility, as well as the outward appearance of a hulking adult man. Now, the only catch to all that is, his new powers have basically put him in the crosshairs of a similarly powered supervillain, who actually wishes to acquire the powers of SHAZAM for himself. Pretty pretty straightforward villainy, if you ask me. So, now that we know the plot, let's dive a little deeper into this movie, shall we? So, basically, after the tremendous success of both Wonder Woman and Aquaman, two things I never ever thought I'd be putting in the same sentence. Tremendous success and Aquaman. But anyway. So after the tremendous success of both Wonder Woman and Aquaman, following the disastrous performance of Justice League, all eyes are on Shazam. Or I should say, were on Shazam. To see if the back-to-back rebound success stories were a fluke or a sign that the DCEU had basically regained its footing. Well, for me, the answer is very simple. And that answer is, hell yeah. Now, I know that there are many that, champion the Snyderverse DCEU. And I have enjoyed many of them myself. I mean, Man of Steel is still, I guess you could say, my favorite modern era Superman film. And I even enjoyed some of its most criticized films, including, yes, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. There were parts in that movie that I did enjoy. I mean, for the most part, the movie really is, to put it in simple terms, but again, there were parts of that movie that I did like. Same goes for Suicide Squad. But there's no doubt that the tide has basically shifted, with the new slate of films focusing more on single character stories, thank you, rather than, these humongous universe building mega team up events. Those are nice, but come on. And now, for the third time in a row, those efforts have basically paid off in spades. So, Shazam follows, as I mentioned in the plot, follows the exploits of Billy Batson, an orphan who is in search of his real mom, which inhibits him from staying in a foster home for any true length of time. However, saddled with a new foster home that houses 5 other kids and 2 loving parents, Batson is exposed to a caring group that basically challenges his usual runaway agenda. Batson becomes quick friends with a boy named Freddy, a crippled boy his same age that is very obsessed with superheroes in every way, who carries himself with attitude and humor, which helps him combat his handicap. And while Batson and Freddy are making their way through standard, teenage life, Dr. Thaddeus Savannah, I think that's how you say his name. If it's not, I apologize. That's how I'm going to say it. Is busy on the hunt for a portal to the Rock of Eternity, which is basically a magic location that houses an aging wizard who is looking to bestow his powers to a worthy individual as his own life force begins to, fade away. So, fate collides one day when Batson finds himself on the run from some bullies after protecting Freddy, and he ends up in the Rock of Eternity himself with the wizard, confident that he's found his new champion. And, as fast as you can say Shazam, he's transformed into a hulking mass of electric energy in a superhero suit. And this is where I say the fun really begins. I mean, Zachary Levi, or Levi, however you say it, as the grown-up / transformed Batson Shazam, is an absolute delight in the role, and clearly has a strong understanding of who this character is and how he would react to, his new situation. For example, a teenage boy that now has this body, likeness, and powers of a fully grown superhero. Now, the panic and the discovery and the humor and the awkwardness and eventually the heroics all come naturally to, I'm going to say Levi instead of Levi, who is able to really exude his younger co-star while fully embracing the part in his own right. Now, what follows is very much big with superpowers, but that's not where the buck stops. There's a lot more going on here than, a kid superhero testing out his powers, making YouTube videos, destructively stopping crime and attempting to be a superhero without any true guidance from one. Director David Sandberg has crafted a superhero film that dips its toe in many other genres, notably the 80s style adventure films of that era, from The Goonies to Back to the Future to Ghostbusters and more. It's got a tinge of horror, superhero action, loads of humor, and most importantly, a lot of heart, which is something that can't be undersold in a story like this. Now, while many may be concerned that this is just a comedy, you can rest easy that it's got a lot more going on. And that said, it's real, laugh out loud funny from start to finish. And that's in no way a bad thing, given, the material that we're dealing with. So, there are some points where the story kind of slows down a bit, and you may find yourself, getting anxious for the next funny or heroic moment. But the lulls are kind of necessary in this flick, even if they drag a bit. The payoff to these moments is important, however, so it's not all for nothing. Now, on the villain side of things, Mark Strong always makes for a very imposing force, and I found that his Savannah to be especially ruthless. There are definitely some dark twists with his character, and even though he isn't given enough to, really elevate into the greatest of all time villain spots, he's got the presence, he's got the acting chops and attitude to really make for a fine evil baddie. The evil creatures at his disposal are equally nasty, and you may need to cover your kids' eyes a few times when they pop up on the screen. I will say that. Another small criticism is that the film occasionally meanders into a flat style, particularly when it's just Shazam and Freddy, walking around the city. Yeah. However, I'm also willing to cut some slack, as it also lends some realistic credibility to a larger-than-life superhero, just, again, walking around the city like an average Joe. So it's a minor gripe, and one I may change my mind on upon future viewings, because, let's face it, I probably will be watching this movie again when it comes out on DVD, Blu-ray, that is. DVD. I know there's still lots out there who buy DVDs. I kind of got out of that. I'm into the Blu-ray era now. Shall we continue? Don't worry, we're almost done. So all in all, Shazam is unapologetically a film set in the DCEU with plenty of references to Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman, and surely more that I probably missed. And I was surprised at how much they played into the story in various little ways. It's much more connected than either Wonder Woman or Aquaman in that sense. But it all fits and makes perfect sense to do so. And that's another thing that makes Shazam so effective. It's clever as hell. There are so many moments that unfold in this flick that will, I think, have you smiling like ear to ear at how perfect and clever they are. Whether they're addressing familiar tropes, embracing the world and situation they're living in, or simply turning the genre out a bit. The film is hardly a stale recreation of, everything you've seen before, and that's a beautiful thing, right? Right. It also benefits from some genuinely rousing and heroic moments, some of which I simply can't spoil here, even if Funko already did. But no matter how you slice it, and despite any flaws in pacing or style, Shazam, I think, is a absolute gem and a, may I say, damn fun time at the movies. Therefore, folks, I give Shazam a very solid 9 out of 10. Great popcorn flick. Just awesome. It was fun. That's something nice to say about a DC movie. It was fun. It wasn't all dark and broody. It was fun. Man, it feels so good to say that. Anyway, folks, so that's it for this this movie review. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, give her a thumbs up. If you didn't, give her a thumbs down. And if you enjoy movie reviews like this one, well, take a look at the playlist I put together of all my other movie reviews. Before recording, I kind of went into some of my playlists and finally updated them. So like the movie review playlist is up to date, right up to the Captain Marvel movie review. So we're good. So yeah, make sure to check that out. And also, don't be shy to leave a comment, whether it be on this video or any other one, because, I love hearing from you guys. I love reading your reviews as well as answering. So, did I say reviews? Well, I love watching your reviews, but I should rephrase that. I should say I love reading your comments as well as answering them. It's been a while. And also, of course, while taking a look around, make sure to like or comment on any video you like, because, well, that's just awesome. And then most importantly, before leaving, make sure to click that subscribe button. Alrighty? So that's it for me. Maybe there'll be another review next Saturday. Who knows? I'm kind of taking it a little more lax now here on the channel. I know before everything was so, Wednesday there's a video and Friday there's a video. It was so, and it finally got to me, and I was just like, no, I just gotta pump the brakes, man. Take it easy, and basically go with the mindset like a lot of YouTubers in the past. Do a video when you're comfortable to do a video. So, yeah. So who knows? Maybe there'll be another movie review next weekend. Maybe there'll be one during the week. Who knows? You're just going to have to tune in and find out. So, till next time, folks, I'm Punisher Comics. I am